I lost you guys. I made a quick snap on the lead and I hit the finish button. So I'm going to wait for you guys to come back on. You're all probably thinking, boy, you really got on there for that one. No, I didn't. I just hit the finish button. I didn't mean to kick you guys off. I apologize. I see some people are coming back on. Rachel's back on. Rachel thinks, boy, he really belted that puppy and didn't want to show it. No, I bumped it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on. Jeff's back in. Sorry, guys. I'm going to keep going. So I didn't smack the dog and not want to show it. I actually just jerked my leash because she took a jump and went in. Okay? And I wasn't going to allow it. So I had the end of the leash here in my hand and I just gave it a snap and I hit the finish button. So there's another reason of why it's just really hard to film this stuff. I think it's really important to do it, but it's hard. So when I ask you guys to do it, I don't want you to do it starting out trying to film it. I've had a lot of people send me videos, which is awesome. And I've had a lot of people say, I can't do it by filming. I just can't do it. It's way too much. I totally agree. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it until you get good. Then start filming it, and then I can help you get better. But this phone gets in the way, physically and connection-wise with the dog. She knows I'm not talking to her right now. It makes it hard. It makes it hard for us to connect. So, Spry, come on. I'm going to bring her in. And I'm going to show you guys, we're just going to end this. When I left, there was a dog there. Look at who switched on me. That's a problem of ours. That's Ellie. That's a problem of ours. So I'm going to start fixing on that too. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. No, 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 no. Come here. Come here. Come on. That's a good girl. Come on. Get up. Get up. No, no, no. Come here. Oh, your dog's perfect. She never makes mistakes. Hello. Come here. No. Hey. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Very good. Very good. That's it. That's it. Very good. You apologized. No. Get up. Now sit. Now you're going to hear me get toned. Serious. Now sit. So I'm kind of glad I did this. I'm kind of glad I went live again to show you. Because when I came in, we just had a really nice lesson outside. I thought it went real well. Heel work and all that stuff. And then I decided I'm going to come in and I'm going to finish it off with feeding her. And I'm just going to, normally I wouldn't show it. I haven't been showing it. Because I went, you guys have seen this all. Everyone's seen this a million times. Well, I brought her in. I decided I'm going to put her in place. I pull the leash off and what does she do? She goes and cruises around. This one switches on me. Everyone thinks that, I think a lot of people think those dogs are just really good all the time. Got news for you. My dogs make mistakes too. So how do I deal with them? Because when your dog jumps off of its place and runs around, how do you deal with it? How do you get it? How do you get them back? How do you deal with the idea of she didn't want to come back? You guys could see that. She didn't want to come back. So my tone had to be, come on, get her over. So now, I'm going to continue on. Now this is the boring stuff. This is the stuff that is every day we do it. Every single day. It's the boring stuff. It's what makes our dogs good. Because we're super consistent. Ellie, come on. Ellie. Ellie, come on. Come on, Ellie. If she wants to shoot in there, that's fine. I'll feed you in there. Van Beek's in, Justin's in. Aaron Garlock, welcome back, guys. I apologize I lost you there. So, look who's just wound up and ready to come off. Not going to reward that. She's not going to get her food if she does that. So, this is that boring stuff that takes a long time. Takes a lot of just watching the dog until she does what we want her to do. Changing, squeaking, pacing. Your dogs are so perfect. They never make mistakes. I'll tell you what, guys. My dog peed on her kennel this week. Or peed on her bed this weekend. This little puppy right here, she peed on her bed. So for everyone who thinks that my dogs don't make mistakes, my dog peed on her bed. Now, whose fault was it? Was it this puppy's fault? Not a chance. Okay? I had the pup in. We were at a Whitetails Unlimited dinner. She got, here's my, I don't like things being crooked like that. So she was on her place. She was in there for quite a while at the Whitetails banquet. I had my family with, Taylor was with, all sorts of stuff. And all of a sudden the pup got a little antsy and I go, she's got to go to the bathroom. Mace, could you take her out? So I asked my son to take her out. So my son puts her on a leash because he's really nervous. We're in a city. He's nervous. He's afraid to let her off the leash. So I said, yeah, put her on the leash. That's fine. He takes her outside. He takes her on the grass. He walks her around 15 minutes. He's outside. This pup doesn't go to the bathroom. Does not go to the bathroom. Okay? So he goes, well, I don't know. Figure she must not have to go. So he brings her in and he said, I said, she go? I expected it. Yeah. Probably went number 1 and number 2. You were out there a while. And all of a sudden he says, no, she didn't have to go. I go, that's weird. I certainly would think she would have to go, especially because she's been in here for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Boy, I'm not going to take her outside. So, okay, well, she doesn't have to go. I mean, my kid should know if he's got to go or not. So, put her back on her bed. 15 minutes later, 10 minutes later, I'm not paying attention. I turn around, she peed on her bed. Why did she do that? Because she was outside, she was on a leash. My kid didn't understand that, maybe she doesn't, I don't know, maybe she doesn't like to pee with the leash on. That could be, and it's probably the problem. So my kid took her out, put her on a leash. She goes, I can't go to the bathroom, I got a leash on. And all of a sudden, when she came back in, she said, I can't hold this anymore, and she peed on her bed. So what did I do? I was upset. I was angry, I was upset. Whose fault was it? It was mine. I should have said, no, Mace, she's got to go to the bathroom. Or, okay, I'll take her outside. Take her off her leash, let her go to the bathroom, brought her back in. No problem. Would never have had a problem. It was my fault. But the point of it is, my dog has accidents too. Not very often. I would say that that's the first time she's had an accident in months. It doesn't mean she can't have one. There's a change I'm looking for. Very good. Come on. Come on. Sit. Sit. Now I like, one thing I like is getting her to start sitting. She doesn't have to be by my side. She's starting to sit at a little bit of a distance. That's come from some repetition and consistency. That's come from forming some habits. It's really gonna be nice when I start getting her to sit to the whistle. Because I'm gonna have her sit at the whistle, then I'm gonna have her sit at a distance from the whistle. But in order to get her to start sitting to the whistle, she's gonna start sitting to the whistle in heel position. So here I am. I'm literally leaning up against my cabinets right now, just waiting. At this one over here, she's done. At this one over here, going, I gotta wait again. All good things come after waits. And as long as my dogs understand that, I won't have issues with dogs being impatient. Pretty quick, you're going to see us start working on, because she's starting to retrieve, she's going to start teething and we're going to slow down on retrieving. But eventually, you're going to see me retrieve with her and I'm going to ask her to be very steady. When I ask her to be steady, she's not going to break. You're going to see a dog that has no issues with breaking because I've been super, super adamant about being patient with everything she does. If we didn't do that as groundwork and as a foundation, I'd have a dog that would want to break every time we threw a bumper. And I'd have to train that out of her. So I'm not going to, because I've done all this stuff in the early parts, I don't have to worry about dogs that break later. Makes life a whole lot easier. Curtis is in. Misty's in. How do you introduce things that you find they might be scared of? Yeah, Justin's having some issues. I think you had some issues with a pup. You had sent me a message. I didn't respond back yet, but I read it. It was about rain. It was about, I forget what else. I had another person that took a dog for a walk and their dog was scared in the dark. So how do you introduce things that they might be scared of? Positively and very softly. So if a dog shows any hesitation to something, I back up 3,000 miles and I work my way towards it. Now that's figuratively. Take steps back, reverse engineer the problem. I'm a broken record. When you have a problem with something, how do you fix it? Reverse engineer it. Find out what the problem is, figure out how to fix it before you get to it, and then when you get to it, it doesn't happen. So if you got things that your dogs are scared of, you back way up from it and you figure out what it is. So if your dog's scared of the rain, I don't take them out in the rain. We're not going to figure out a problem. We're not going to get through a wall by running through it. We're going to take a step back. We're going to look for a door, and then we're going to walk through the door. So if a dog's afraid of the rain, take a step back. Don't take them out in the rain where you don't have any control of that. Instead, find a time when it's, so dog's afraid of puddles, he said. Make a puddle that is 6 inches wide and have them walk past it. If they're afraid of a 6-inch wide puddle, have it be a speck of water. And then 3 specks of water. And then a puddle that's 3 inches wide, then 6 inches wide, then a foot wide. Make it be just a wet spot that they have to walk through. Not a puddle, but a wet spot. And then we add a little bit of depth to it. And eventually we get them to the point where they're swimming. But we don't teach dogs to swim by throwing them in a pond. You teach dogs to be afraid of water that way. So you got to take steps back. Be creative. Get a wet spot. Have them walk across a wet spot. It's not a puddle, but it's getting closer to a puddle. Maybe even ponds don't know about large bodies of water. Yeah, back up and reverse engineer it. Scared of walking in the fields at dark. That was April that sent me that message. So what I would do is I'd walk in the dark and I'd turn the lights low in my garage. I'd walk around in there first. Are you scared? What's the problem? Is it the dark? Is it the field? Is it a combination? It sounded like you were running loose, April. It sounded like, I don't think you were heeling or under control as far as a lead. It sounded like you were just kind of on a free walk, which is fine. I do that all the time. But if the dog gets too scared that way, then put them on a lead. Heel them in the dark on lead. They're right with you. Build their confidence that way before they come off lead. But if they're afraid of that, then get in a spot where you can control how much light or how little light. Back up, back up, back up. Reverse engineer every problem you have. So, see how long she's been sitting? Very good. I will not have an issue with patience with this dog. Now, does she whine on her bed occasionally? Yes. Do I reward it? No. Spry. Let her eat. Courtney's got a pup that's terrified of stairs. Even just one step off the porch. How do I build the confidence in that? One step at a time, literally. So I set it up where you have one step, and if it's the dog's afraid of the step on the porch, don't work on that one. Just find another step. It doesn't have to be a step. Make a little, just make a platform that's elevated. It could be, this is a step. In a lot of respects, this is a step. So if the dog's not afraid of the bed, get something similar to the bed. I don't know how old your dog is, Courtney, but get something close to the bed. I don't want to call a dog on and off the bed if they're young. You're just training a problem into them. But get something that's like that. Trying to think, what could I use? I'd maybe use a pallet and I'd put something solid over the top so there's no holes in it. So the pallet's only like this tall, right? I'd put a piece of plywood or something over the top so it's solid, so that they don't have to jump up there and slip into one of the cracks. But have the solid platform and just call the dog up and down off of it. Maybe you feed them on the top. So use something positive. It's feeding time. So I take the bowl of food, I pick it up, I set it on the top of the platform, and I let them eat on it. They have to get up there to eat. And they get up there to eat and they go, wow, this is pretty good. Not so bad. Then when they start eating up there, take it off and set it on the ground. They have to step off of it. They gotta come down to get their food. And they get down and they get their food. Nobody's hurt. Now all of a sudden they get good at that. Now add 2 steps. Take another pallet and stack it on top. So you got a little bit of a pyramid going. But get creative. There's a million ways. You could use a porch that has one step that's flat, and then one little step, and it's got to be positive the whole time. Once you get one step, get 2. All my dogs are afraid of steps. When we start out, my dogs are all fearful of steps, but I don't teach them to go up and down steps with a flight of stairs. I teach them to go up steps with 1 or 2, and on their own will. When they're little puppies, that's the nice part about when they're little puppies is introducing them to stuff in a positive way. Don't make it negative. Come here. Come here, come here, come here, very good. Now she comes to me and look what I do, I praise her. Come here, come here, come here. Sit, sit, good, sit, gonna let her wander around a little bit. Distraction. Come here. Come here. Sit. Good. Sit. My tone has to change. I mean it. Sit. Good. Nice little practice there. Now let her go away. Now she's really dialed in with me. She goes, I'll just stick with you, Dad. Good girl. Very good. Come. Come on. Come here. Sit. Sit. Good. Good. Very good. Very nice way to end it. That's it. All right, come on. Get up. Get up. Get up. Sit. Now, so I just added a little bit of recall. Just a nice little recall out of it. So, that step thing, guys, make it very little to start out with. That's another, so Curtis says, are the steps open or closed? You'll never get them to go up open ones that you can see through from the bottom. That's scary. A lot of kids won't go up them. So it takes time. Takes time. Takes time. Do you allow a paw or nose off the place? No. Zero tolerance. Because it's too slippery. It's too much of a gray area. You let a paw down, then they're going to do two paws. When do you correct? One paw or two paw? No. It's you're on the bed. You're either on or you're off. It's black or white. So Curtis says he's got a scooter. Creeper, I call him. Time to work on that. Any problems besides corrections? Any pointers besides correcting right now? Zero tolerance, Curtis. So if your dog creeps, take one step back. And the second he creeps, you correct. If he's good at one step, take two steps. The second he creeps, correct that. You have to have zero tolerance. So it's don't get 10 yards away from the pup and he can scoot 3-4 steps before you get back to correct him. Because he's going, I don't know. He's a long ways away and I can scoot away before I get corrected. Right here, like right now. So baby steps. So Courtney, did that make sense about the stairs? It's got to be positive. It's got to be positive. Steps are closed. He's 10 weeks. 10 weeks. Oh, puppy. It's a puppy. Puppy. 10 weeks, haven't tried the steps yet. Wanted a game plan first. That's perfect. That's perfect, Courtney. 10 weeks. I just want to remind you. 10 weeks. Just a little baby. So, get him to go up. And with the 10-week-old, 10 weeks should be able to get up on something like that. Physically. But depending on how big the dog is. But little baby steps, man. This is a... Think about it. Measure your dog right now, Courtney. 10 weeks old. Measure your dog from its back to the floor as it's sitting there. I'm going to guess it's less than 12 inches. It's probably closer to 10. I don't know what kind of dog you have, but let's say it's 10 inches from its top of its back to the floor. This right here is probably 6, maybe 8 inches. So it's 8 inches. So if your dog's back is 10 inches and that bed is 8 inches, how tall are you? So I'm 6'2". So that is, let's see, 80% of the height of that dog. So 80% of me is like 5'6", something like that. I don't know. I didn't run the numbers quick enough. But let's say it's 5'6". If you asked me to stand up on something 5'6" right now and jump off of it, I'd be scared. Like it's almost as tall as me. So it's only 8 inches, but that's almost as tall as your dog is. So figure you're on a ledge that's as tall as you are. That's kind of intimidating. So we got to be careful. This 2 inches is a step to a 10-inch tall dog. Just like 2 feet is a step to me at 6'2". So Curtis said he used another dog. I've done that before. Build confidence, have another dog go up and down, call them up and down, and all of a sudden the puppy's just peer pressure, I gotta do it. And all of a sudden they do it. And all of a sudden they realize it's okay. And now they go, wow, this isn't so bad. In fact, it's kind of fun. So work on that baby steps though, Courtney. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut out here. I'm heading to the shop. Buddy would lay down in a teacup of water. I'm assuming that we're talking about the dogs are afraid of water or not. So some are, some aren't. Baby step it all the way, Justin. Do I still only give water? I don't only give it to her when she's eating. I do give it to her every time she eats. This is a question about soaking the food. It's something that I'm going to talk about, not now, but I'm going to talk about it maybe tonight. I'm still soaking the food. It's probably a ratio of like 50-50 food and water. She's definitely taking all that water in, and I know how much it is, and I know that she's getting it. I give her a drink maybe once during the day. Other than that, she's able to hold it now, so that's why I'm able to do that. Her habits are changed where she's getting pretty good. She'll do everything she can to not have an accident. If you don't have a dog that can hold it, you don't give them free water. You don't give them a bunch of drinks during the day. And I'll get into it tonight because I don't have time to get into it right now. But that came up. That came up recently too from the Nicole Maverick situation. We've had a lot of armchair quarterbacks, and armchair quarterbacking is easy. Playing the game is harder. So we're going to talk about that tonight too, or sometime this week. But I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it came up because it's a real interesting thing. I think a lot of people will be able to get something out of it dog-wise and maybe beyond. But we're going to talk about the water thing soon. Wanted to let you guys know that Nicole is finding some success. I did talk with her this weekend, but something came up, and that's what we're going to talk about when we have a chance to do that. So I'm going to get spinning, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. It's Tuesday, I think. So Steph's out of town this afternoon. That's why I was able to get some Spry live in. But we're going to keep going. I want to show you a little bit more with some of the heel stuff. I want you guys to understand that DVD has a lot of this in it. Okay? My dogs never whine. That was Ellie. So yes, they do. You guys have a great day. We'll catch back up later.